certainly a series that could matter a whole lot coming May, but take a look at the Big Ten standings. The Michigan Wolverines, red hot right now, currently sit at second, coming off that 8-game win streak, while the Indiana Hoosiers, as you mentioned, still trying to get things figured out here in Big Ten play. Now we'll get things started here. Bree Copeland lets one fly to Sealer. It's a slow roller over to Van Brandt at second, and there's one up, one down after one pitch here early.
Yeah, Joe, it was 3 up, 3 down for Michigan in the top of the first yesterday, and that was about all that stopped Michigan from there on out. They scored in every single inning, including 4 straight innings scoring 3 or more runs from the third on.
I mean, Luke, this is a very young and inexperienced Wolverine team, but you mentioned it. That top of the order, they have been lights out the last couple of games.
Unbelievable. They combined for 9 hits, 9 RBIs, and 3 home runs between the first 4 Wolverines hitters.
And yesterday, those Wolverines really had themselves a field day. It was like the Oprah Winfrey show. You get a hit, you get a hit, everybody gets a hit. It was certainly a spectacle, and one where the Hoosiers were really in it. If you had told me coming into that game with Durkowski in the circle, who's really been one of the best pitchers in the Big Ten, coming into this series was top 3 in both strikeouts and ERA, and the Hoosiers were able to have themselves a solid day at the dish, but defensively, the Wolverines were just able to disrupt Indiana all day long, it felt like.
Absolutely. You know, they got up. And, you know, Indiana fought back come the early first 3 innings, but then Michigan, it was just that offensive explosion. They just overpowered Indiana at home and really sucked a lot of the wind out of this packed home crowd once again that we're going to get today. But, geez, they came in and stayed hot coming off that opening conference sweep over Purdue.
Well, Indiana Langford second in today's order here with a full count. And Bree goes upstairs, taken for ball 4. It's a 6-pitch walk. It puts a runner on first. Now, Luke, if we just go through this lineup today, we've already seen Sealer and Langford. Up next, we'll have Erickson with Tholl, on deck in the cleanup spot. She'll be followed up by Lily Valamont, then Jessica Conway, Ella Stevenson, Ava Costales, and Ella McVeigh. Here's a hard hit ball out to center field, and there's even more offense. The Wolverines picking up right where they left off yesterday and get a 2-run bomb here in the top of the first.
Michigan has just woken up. You know, this team, they're young, Joe. We talked about this. They are really finding their own at this time of the year, and there's no better time than to go up against Bree Copeland, and you hit a bomb with 1 out in the first inning. You know, they are doing exactly what they've done the last 2 weeks. And Indiana's got their hands full if they want to make this a series.
Well, talk about putting a stamp on this game early. The Wolverines up 2-0 off the bat of Erickson. And we mentioned that top of the order. You're seeing it right here with that long bomb from Erickson. The Wolverines had 3 home runs yesterday. That was really capped off by a 3-run bomb off the bat of Sealer there in the top of the 5th inning, as here's a chopper over to the hot corner. Cooper to first, and Stone puts it away for 2 outs.
It's big for Copeland to just, you know, remain focused. Obviously, 1 out, you give up a deep fly to center. However, you got to lock back in. There's a lot of game to be played. If anybody knows about offense, it's this Indiana order. So get back into the batter's box for the first time, settle into the game, Bree Copeland, and I think the Hoosiers will be A-okay.
Bree has had a stellar season thus far. She has really been the go-to guy in the circle for Indiana so far this season. She came into the year ranked in the top 50 in the national preseason poll, right there at 45, as the 1-0 falls inside to tie up the count at 1-1. Copeland and Minnick both on that top 100 preseason poll here for the Hoosiers, as they've got a lot of veteran talent along with his stellar freshman class. We just saw over there in the hot corner Cooper, who has really been spectacular this season for Indiana, along with Allie Van Brandt, as the 2-1 is waved by Valamont.
Good comeback pitch there. Copeland falls behind in the count.
And this was an issue that Bree had yesterday. Got off to a slow start often early in the count. Had to frequently work herself back in. As Valamont just gets a piece of that one, sends it foul. He stays stuck at the count. But Copeland, certainly not anybody that you want to count out She's been straight nails all season long. As I mentioned, really the ace for Indiana this year so far midway through the season.
Yeah, Copeland, undoubtedly one of the best all-around players in the Big Ten, one of the best two-way players in the country. A little bit rare to see her give up that home run in the first inning, but, you know, she's as talented as they come, and it just is a testament to how hot this Michigan lineup comes into this game.
So far this season, Bree's only given up 10 home runs, make it 11 after that bomb from Erickson. Bree comes into this with an ERA of 2.23 through her 24 appearances and 12 starts with a record of 12-6. As once again, Valamont able to fend one off, lives to see another pitch.
Yeah, Copeland already north of 100 strikeouts on the year. She's walked just shy of 50, so fought her way back into this count. Let's see what she has. 3-2, Joe.
3-2, this one lifted up into the infield. Cooper has a beat and puts it away for out number 3. So Indiana able to stop the bleeding a little bit here, but it was Maddie Erickson who just had an absolute bomb. That one was a missile out to center field. I mean, Luke, this is really what we've come to expect out of the top of the order for Michigan. To turn things around. Well, Haynes' first pitch of fastball that simmers outside, able to find the outer half of the plate. Bassett starts with an 0-1 count. That on-base percentage for Bassett earlier in the year was teetering just around 500. Currently finds herself just a tick over 430 at 434. But the top of this order, not only phenomenal at getting on base with 3 hitters all above 430 on base percentage, but they can also run for bags like crazy. Cora Bassett, 9 for 13 this season. Bree Copeland, a team leading 12 of 15 as there's a hard hit ball out to right field and into the glove of Stevenson.
You know, Joe, that happened a couple of times yesterday. Hoosiers' hard hit ball is just into the wrong spot. However, if you're going to talk about this Indiana team, if you're not familiar with them, to define them in one word, let's just say aggressive. They're going to get on, they're going to run, they're going to swing at the first couple pitches of the count. And if Coach Stanton is confident about one thing about her team after talking to her, it is that they can hit. She says that their lineup matches up with any pitching rotation in the country, and when they're on, nobody can outpitch them when the Hoosiers are in the batter's box. So only 5 runs yesterday, obviously turned into a bit of a blowout with the run rule loss, and see if they're ready for some fireworks in front of a huge home crowd today.
0-1 pitch. This one finds the inner half of the plate. Now Copeland finds herself down in the count. 0-2 with 1 away. And you mentioned how aggressive Indiana is on the base paths, Luke. This team, 77 steals through 32 games as Copeland goes down swinging.
Unbelievable
She might be a freshman pitcher, Luke, but she doesn't look like it.
Not at all. Erin Hayne can deal. A 2.84 ERA, pitched just over 56 innings on the year. 47 to 28 strike-to-walk ratio, so not as high as Copeland's earlier, but she hasn't seen the volume as Bree. Great start, though, retiring the first 2.
Minnick will punch this one foul down the right side. Hayne comes into it, as I said, a freshman pitcher, but a 2.84 ERA and 10-3. So far this season, and that is certainly something that stands out to anyone looking at a pitcher in the Big Ten. The Hoosiers yesterday got to see the freshman third baseman Alex Cooper step into this circle a little bit. We saw just a little bit of that earlier on in the season, did about an inning worth of work. Then in the Louisville game, Coach Stanton decided to lean on the freshman, and then after that she said, you know, it's great to have somebody that can really mix things up for us, can go to different pitches, has different speeds, and nobody has tape on her too, so that's one big advantage. And you talk about a Hoosier team that can have your third baseman and pitcher in this circle flip-flop back and forth. That is certainly something that you don't see every day. Here's a 1-2 count for Minnick with 2 away. She'll lay off as it goes upstairs to even up the count at 2-2.
You know, the year that Minnick is putting together is unbelievable. The RBI leader on this team by 10-plus runs batted in. Obviously, no one on base here, but looking to get something going with 2 outs in the bottom half of the first.
2-2, this one taken downstairs. Almost skips in the dirt on its way to the plate. So a full count and a payoff pitch upcoming here from Hayne. As Taylor Minnick, the Bloomington native, trying to get something on the board here early for the Hoosiers. Payoff pitch, gets her looking. Talk about a great start for Hain, getting things going, and a backwards K to close out the bottom of the first. Michigan leads 2-0 as we head to the top of the second inning here in Bloomington. Bonnie Tholl has really done a great job with this Michigan program, a team that lost a lot of talent coming into this year. As we mentioned, a very young team, lots of freshmen, and we'll kick things off here with a freshman in Conway. And she takes a strike looking on the opening pitch from Bree. This Michigan roster, 4 consecutive freshmen in their batting order. We started last inning with Valamont. Then it goes Conway, Stevenson, and Costales. All 4 freshmen, and obviously the freshman in Hain in the circle. 0-2 pitch. This one can't find the center of the zone. 1-2 count here for Conway. Conway had herself a great game yesterday as well. But you look at this roster breakdown for the Wolverines. 10 underclassmen with sophomores and freshmen. They have a lot of inexperience, but a very highly touted freshman class. Multiple girls coming in this year in the top 20 nationally here for the Wolverines. You got a top 5 prospect, a top 17 prospect, and they're all playing like it. I mean, they have certainly lived up to the hype.
Absolutely, Joe. You know, these young players, sometimes people look at it as a disadvantage, and it maybe can experience-wise when you get later on in the season into tournament play. However, for Michigan,
as a hard hit ball out to right field, bounces off the wall. Bassett can't track it down. Conway headed for third. She might be headed home. No, they'll give her the stop sign. But it's a lead-off triple for the freshman Conway.
How about that? To my point, you know, these youngsters, they play with nothing to lose. They play with energy, and everybody is starting to rally around them. You know, an experienced veteran head coach has to just love the young feel of this Wolverines team, and there's nothing more fun than winning, and that's all they've done the past 2 weeks.
And the scary thing, Luke, they're only going to keep getting better as this season moves along. You know, their head coach Tholl said earlier this week, you know, this freshman class is very energetic, and the cool thing is that every game is a learning experience for them. And they have certainly proved that as the season's gone along. Here's Ella Stevenson, the right fielder, with an 0-1 count, high and tight, taken for ball 1. You're a great spot to be in right now for the Wolverines. Yesterday in this situation, Luke, we saw the Wolverines opt to bunt in this situation, trying to get that run home, but Stevenson will take a hack out to left field, and Minute can't get underneath it. 1 run will come home, and it's a stand-up double that puts another run on the board for the Wolverines.
I mean, it's extra base hit after extra base hit. I was going to hop in and say the same thing you are. Look for maybe a bunt to get laid down here. Nobody out after the leadoff triple. But the way the Wolverines are raking, especially off Bree Copeland in, you know, the opening inning without even recording an out in the second inning now, and especially yesterday giving up 6 runs, they have her number right now, and this Indiana defense needs to figure something out, Joe.
Now the Hoosiers switching over to the freshman Alex Cooper in the circle. She'll face off against Costales, digging in from the right side with a runner on second. Waved by for his strike right there. We're just starting to get a real look at Cooper in this circle. Luke, what can you tell us about what she's done so far this year?
I mean, she's only pitched just over 2 innings, so 1.5. Hasn't given up a run yet, so she's done a really good job, but this is a tough spot. We talked about Michigan's freshman playing really well. This is a chance for Alex Cooper to prove herself. You know, it's early. Top half of the second inning, Indiana was run-ruled yesterday. They want to stay in this game, and to go in her in this situation with a runner in scoring position, she's got her hands full.
Costales takes the ball downstairs for a 2-1 count. I mean, just looking at how she's done so far this season, she's been phenomenal, just hitting in big moments. That batting average, maybe not necessarily where she wants it to be right now compared to at the end of the year, but she's shown constant improvement on the hot corner. She's been lights out, making Sports Center top 10 type of plays all season long. This Big Ten class certainly has a lot of stellar freshmen, as here's a shallow fly ball out to center, and it's Benson able to reel it in for the out.
Yeah, that's a huge first out with that runner at second. Michigan's just trying to advance her over to third with 1 out, then potentially play for, a sacrifice hit, a sacrifice fly, even a bunt with that 1 out situation. However, an infield fly just on the outskirts of or inside of the outfield area there, I mean, that's exactly what you want in your first batter up if you're Alex Cooper.
So now we move to just one of the 3 left-handed batters in this Michigan order with Ella McVeigh to turn things around. The only lefties batting-wise here for the Wolverines go 9-1-2 with Sealer and Langford.
McVeigh is a dangerous 9-hole hitter, hitting right on 300 coming into this game 2 of the series in Bloomington.
And it's a similar type of strategy that you see with Indiana and Brooke Benson. Both these teams with a phenomenal hitter at the bottom of the order to really turn things around and get back to the top. Here's the 2-0 from Cooper. Can't find, oh, she does, a late call, but grazes the outer half of the plate. Taken for the first strike of the count.
McVeigh showed bunt before the first pitch of this at-bat. Showing it again here. I just don't really see her laying one down.
Here's an absolute beauty right there from Cooper. Looked like it was going right down the pipe, able to shade it over to the outside portion of the plate. Now ties up the count at 2-2.
Big pitch here.
Right-hander deals. This one fouled off down the left side into the Wolverine bullpen. I will say one of my favorite aspects of being here at Andy Moore-Field, Luke, is the foul ball policy. Every time a fan can get their hands on a foul ball here in the stands, you can redeem it for a free soft drink. There's a slow roller over to Copeland, who zips it over to Stone for 2 away.
I mean, does it get much better than that? How about free attendance in the first place? And then you can go cash in a softball for a fountain drink, and then next thing you know, you're living lavish for the price of nothing, Joe. And to make it better yet, it's 75 and sunny, and we're still in March. Doesn't get much better than this, especially considering it's conference baseball and one of the bigger series in the opening play of Big Ten play thus far.
This is certainly a series that could have big implications come May as Sealer takes one upstairs for ball 1. And you talk about getting your hands on a foul ball. It's not going to be easy today. Lots of fans in attendance, both cream and crimson and maize and blue. A good Wolverine section that came all the way down from Ann Arbor as Sealer takes one outside for ball 2. But you got fans in the parking lot tailgating with the trunks open and coolers and grills, and then standing room only, it feels like, here inside the ballpark. As Cooper able to find the heart of the zone for the first strike of the count, 2-1.
Yeah, Cooper's done a great job retiring the first 2 batters she's seen. Now 2 outs, the runner's still in scoring position, so you got to stay focused here if you're the freshman Alex Cooper.
Sealer pops this one foul and into the dugout. Sealer with a ground out over to second to start off this ball game when she let things off in the last inning. She only really saw one pitch before taking a swing and sending it over to Van Brandt at second. As the 2-2 can't find the zone, and a payoff pitch upcoming here from Cooper.
Huge pitch here from Cooper. Get Sealer down with 2 outs, then go 2-3-4 next inning, rather than letting this spiral out of control with how good the bats have been at the top of the order.
3-2 and a walk here to get runners on first and second for the Wolverines. Now force outs everywhere except for home base for Indiana. They've got to face Indiana Langford, who has really found her stride here in Bloomington the last couple of games.
Yeah, she had 2 hits yesterday, and hit on that first name, Joe, Indiana Langford. She feels at home in Indiana, to say the least, just like the rest of this Michigan order, especially after 15 runs on 15 hits as well yesterday. They only left 4 on base. That's something they've done so well during this winning streak.
And that was something that was really a bugaboo, if you will, for Indiana yesterday, as the 1-0 able to find the zone to tie up the count. Indiana, I believe it was 4, maybe 5 consecutive innings, left a runner on third base, and just really, really couldn't seem to get that last run in every time out. Here's the 1-1 waved by for strike 2.
Great pitch. Yeah, talking about yesterday, they left 8 runners on base. So Coach Stan's not going to be happy with that. 6 runs, that doesn't really get it done when you're giving up 15 hits. But if they can start clearing the bases, get some momentum, this offense has firepower.
Only 3 hits thus far here for the Wolverines, but they've all been long bombs. We've had one hop off the fence, one go over the fence, and one right on the warning track. They have certainly been hitting this ball deep today. Here's the 2-2 with 2 away. Slow roller right back to Cooper. Picks it up and flips it to first with ease. And that will do the top of the second inning as the Michigan Wolverines scratch across another run and jump out 3-0. Indiana will now take the plate here in the bottom of this second inning.
They're kind of feeling this added pressure to be perfect because you have such a good year like that and you start looking at personal accolades, hitting streaks, all kind of advanced statistics that they necessarily weren't looking at last year when they were just trying to get wins as a bit of an underdog. But now an established powerhouse team losing in the Big Ten championship last year, they have a lot to prove coming this season. They've done a good job, but the biggest thing she wants them to focus on is losers focus on goals and winners focus on systems. So she said, don't have that loser mindset. Let's focus on staying the course. It's a long season and lock back in.
Well, this Indiana team has certainly been playing as a system so far this season. 6 of their 9 batters all batting over 300. They've got a lot of contribution in a lot of different places. And Sarah Stone, as we mentioned in the open, had herself a game yesterday. A home run, a triple, and a double in her 3 plate appearances. And right here, the Hoosiers still searching for their first hit today.
Yeah, nobody better than Stone here to get something going now. Down by 3 early on in the bottom half of the second inning. She was fireworks yesterday. Nobody on right now, but start the inning off with a base runner. We know the Hoosiers like to run, and we'll see what they can do.
Stone finds herself up in the count here early against Hain, 3-0. And Hain lost it. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Stone will take her base. Hain lost it on the windup. Pitch went behind her.
That was unbelievable, Joe.
I've never seen that before.
Let's
take a look at this again. I think maybe the hand just might have been a little, I'm not sure. Wow.
Yeah, it's probably outside of, a series down south, one of the warmer days that both of these teams have played on. Maybe some hand sweat getting in the way as she wipes off her hand or palm on her pants there, but nonetheless, that's a big base runner for Indiana. You don't have to do anything, get a runner at first now, and already go into the pinch runner, who I would assume would be in motion within the first 3 pitches.
Andrews certainly a Ferrari for this Indiana team. Her and Kettleman have mainly been the go-to runners so far this year. Also a little bit of Chloe Geyer as well. But Kettleman gets the nod today in the starting lineup. We've seen her the last 3 games starting out there in center field for the Hoosiers in place of Kinsey Mitchell. 0-1 pitch, Van Brandt lays down a bunt that goes right back to the circle, and a fielder's choice here for the Wolverines as they put 1 out on the board.
Now, good bunt there, get the runner into scoring position now. And Joe, when you find yourself down early, it's not about looking at the scoreboard, and 3 runs is not some unreal number like it was yesterday at times, but to claw back here and there, drive in this run from second, get your dugout some confidence, and I think Indiana will find themselves right back into the second game of this series.
With that, let's take a minute and introduce our umpires today. Behind home plate, we've got Michael Smala. Over at first base, Todrick Davis, and at third, Sergio Villarreal. It's Avery Parker, the stellar sophomore who had an unbelievable freshman campaign last season for the Hoosiers. She's also gotten off to a great start this year in her second season in the Cream and Crimson. Here faces a 1-0 with a runner on second, skips in the dirt, and a hesitation there behind home plate from Valamont to keep Andrews honest over on second.
Yeah, Andrews, she can run, and she's going to tempt you a little bit. Always going to take that secondary lead after the pitch, just mess with you, make her feel you on the base pass.
And I think that's exactly how Stanton and company really want to play this. And when you've got a Ferrari like Andrews, you don't want to leave that thing in the garage. You want to take it out for a drive, enjoy it, and see how quick it can go. Andrews has certainly shown what she's got so far this season with more to come. As that one finds the inner half of the plate. Looked like Parker might have been ready to trot on over to the first base. Remember, she'll step back in here with the 3-1 count.
Probably going to get a pitch to hit here, Joe.
Right-hander deals. This one a hard hit ball over to third. Andrews now trying to make the play. She will advance, but Indiana now with 2 outs on the board once again off of fielder's choice.
Really impressive pitch there from Hayne. Finds herself down 3-0 in this count. Parker was doing nothing but spitting on that 4th pitch of the at-bat, but the battle back, get an out. Yeah, the runner advanced, but now you're 1 out away from ending this inning.
That was a great play right there from Andrews. Saw just when it left the third baseman Erickson's hand, knew she had the green light to send it over to third. But what a great play over there at the hot corner to make that toss and beat Van Brandt, who's really, really quick as well herself. 11 for 12 on stolen bags this year. That's all you really need to see to know the story. As Cassidy Kettleman now finds herself in a hole, 0-2 the count, 2 away, and Andrews over on third. Here, Hayne just trying to put things away and put up another scoreless frame for Indiana. I'm sure they don't want to repeat yesterday's outcome of leaving runners on third.
Yeah, Joe, Kettleman, only 9 starts this season, now getting into the double-digit column there, but a good chance for Cassidy to prove herself here. You know, down 3-0, runner on third. It's probably going to take a hit or an error, if that, to drive in this run. Big chance for her in her opening at-bat.
Kettleman, 6 hits so far this season in her 18 at-bats, 5 ribbies to go along with it as well. She fends off the 0-2, able to see another pitch.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy. Found herself down 0-2, fought off the last 2, and she digs back in. Gonna have to stay alive, make Hayne work to get this final out of the inning.
So we'll do the 0-2 once again. Hayne, the right-hander, deals upstairs, taken for ball 1. Great patience there from Kettleman to recognize that riser that just got away from Hayne just a little bit. Once again, you can see her wiping that hand on the side of her pants. Maybe, once again, might still be dealing with lack of friction right there, as this one is sent foul down the left side. Sealer coming on, tried to make the Superman play out there in foul territory.
It really making Hayne work, though. Nearly to that 30-pitch mark in the second inning. Hayne's done an excellent job in the pitcher circle thus far after a flawless first. But to keep fighting off these pitches after starting the at-bat down 0-2, if Kettleman could come up with a hit and RBI here, this would be a very impressive at-bat.
The 1-2. This one popped up out to left field. Sealer has a beat, and a can of corn put away for out number 3. Indiana once again leaves a runner stranded on third and goes scoreless for back-to-back frames. We'll move to the top of the third as Michigan takes the plate. So the Wolverines, 2 runs back in the first, 1 in the second. Here in the third, they'll start things off with Maddie Erickson, who's 1 for 1 on the day, off an absolute missile out to center field. Had that 2-run bomb to get the Wolverines offense picking up right where they left off yesterday. A 1-0 from Cooper, and the freshman third baseman finds the strike zone right there. Cooper has really done a solid job so far today, stepping into the circle after Bree Copeland initially got the nod, and those 2 flip-flop, changing positions. 1-1 from Cooper, lifted up out to center field and dunks in for a base knock.
Everything's going the Wolverines' way right now. A spinny ball kind of on the inside part of the bat, and it just lands in, that one spot between the center fielder, second baseman, and shortstop that none of them could get to. And the Wolverines have another base runner to start the inning, something they've just done so well, and it's given, that middle to bottom half of the order such good RBI opportunities, and we saw more of them yesterday.
Well, that'll bring up Keke Tholl. You're 0 for 1 so far today, but a runner on first, and takes the first pitch strike from Cooper.
Now the senior, one of the older girls on this underclassmen-heavy team.
The only senior in the starting lineup today for the Wolverines.
Ironically enough, she's actually the niece of Bonnie Tholl, the head coach, and it's got to be a cool demographic of this team where you have such a young team, a coach that has been with the team for nearly 3 decades now, granted just her second season as the head coach, but just kind of that mixture of, now we got family ties in the whole thing, and it's really working out right now for the Wolverine softball program.
Here's the 2-1 for Tholl. This one punch foul on the left side.
Ball is flying off the bat right now for Michigan.
Tholl comes into this weekend series with an average of 233. She's played and started in all but one of the games this season. She has certainly been one of the most solid bats. She is one of 4 Wolverines with 16 RBIs as the Hoosiers able to retire the lead runner. How about the connection between the center infielders right there with Benson and Van Brandt?
Yeah, that ball was a rocket, Joe. Benson able to stay in front of it. Yeah, she didn't make the play initially, but that doesn't matter when it's all said and done. To stick with it, not be flustered, stay focused, and flip it over to Van Brandt. That's a huge out because runners on first and second with nobody out, that's trouble.
Here's Lily Valamont as the first one taken downstairs for ball 1. Those two in the center infield have certainly started to build up chemistry as this season has gone along. You've got a senior at the shortstop and a freshman at second. Those two are constantly communicating during the game, after the game. Coach Stanton has really talked a lot about those two and how they have been able to lean on one another all season long as Valamont now finds herself well up in the count, 3-0. The right-hander deals and can't find it. So a 4-pitch walk there from Cooper. Now puts runners on first and second with only one away.
So last time when Cooper came in to the second inning, it was Copeland who gave up that double, came in with the runner in scoring position. Trouble not necessarily on Cooper. Now she's done it to herself here. Let's see what she has. First and second. Obviously still have a force out at third and second base. We're going to get a pinch runner coming in at second now that they advance into scoring position. However, Cooper got to find a way to get these next 2 outs without giving up another earned run. Michigan all the way up to 4 hits in the first 2 innings as there's 1 down in the top half of the third.
So Maddie Ramey, the girl stepping into second for Erickson. As Conway now steps in on the left side of the box.
Seeing some control issues the last couple batters from Alex Cooper.
1-0, able to find the outer half of the zone, ties it up at 1-1. This is a spot where Indiana are certainly looking at turning 2. We saw them pull off 2, might have been 3 double plays this past Tuesday in Louisville. Brooke Benson always knows how to kickstart those kind of plays. As Conway now finds herself in a 2-1 count. Cooper, the right-hander, kicks and fires. This one a roller over to Van Brandt. It's 4-6. They'll turn. No. Cooper able to retire the runner at second. Now men on the corners at first and third with 2 down. That's one where you're looking to try and make that play, but arguably a nice idea to hold on to it if you don't have them beat. You don't want to risk the chance of one going past Stone and bringing a run home.
Absolutely. Good job by Benson holding on to it. The ball wasn't hit hard enough to turn 2.
Off speed right there. And after the strike, though, we've got a little bit of a pickle, but Indiana can't do much about it, trying to keep the runner honest at third. That's a situation where oftentimes it feels like a free base, but a dangerous throw made by Parker, but one that was beautiful. So the risk was all pulling away after that connection, looking for that third out. Nonetheless, an 0-1 count here for Stevenson. This one, a hard hit ball out to Kettleman in center, going back at the track, finds the dirt, rounding for second, now going for third. She'll head back for second after the toss, but it's a stand-up double that brings 2 runs home here for the Wolverines, and it feels like all their runs are coming off those knocks to the outfield, Luke.
Ella Stevenson, have yourself a first 3 innings. 2 hits, 3 RBIs now, and Michigan is up 5-0 in this one, Joe. Unbelievable out of the Wolverines, coming in to a hostile environment, a road territory, getting that run rule win yesterday and keeping their foot on the gas early on come midday Saturday.
Ella Stevenson, 2 plate appearances, 2 doubles thus far. Left a big imprint on this ball game. And Luke, you were mentioning how 3-0 doesn't really feel like much of a drastic lead here for the Wolverines. Now up 5. They put 2 up in the first, 1 in the second, and 2 already here in the third. Costales waves by the second pitch, ties it up at 1-1. Now with a runner in scoring position over on second, Wolverines really looking just to add more onto it.
Yeah, the biggest thing about the first 2 games of this series, you know, we've only played about 1 1/3, but the biggest theme is that Michigan's saying you can throw out whoever you want in the pitcher circle. Go throw out one of the best two-way players in Bree Copeland. We'll beat her up. And then you can go to your freshman. Yeah, she stopped us in that second inning, but they just keep pouring on the hits, and I mean extra base hits. That's a huge strikeout to end the inning.
And right there, Alex Cooper gets her first strikeout of the day, but not before the Wolverines can add 2 more runs on. They'll take a 5-0 advantage as we head to the home half of the third inning. Let's take another look at it. Woo! Gets them going right there, Cooper. Bottom of the third coming up right here on Big Ten Plus. Here it'll be Alex Cooper for the Hoosiers as they will go 8-9-1 to kick things off here in the bottom of the third.
If you're Coach Stanton, you want these 8 and 9 hole hitters to get on. Give your top of the order a chance to drive in some runs and start clawing back in a game where the Hoosiers find themselves down 5 runs hitting in the bottom half of the third inning.
0-1 count here for Cooper. Squares around a bunt. She'll pull it back and take it for a ball. Ties it up at 1-1.
Maybe Cooper blow off some frustration here. You know, that 2-out bases clearing double when she was in the pitcher's circle in the top half of this inning. Lead off, get on base, and light a fire for Indiana.
1-1, tipped back into the face mask of the catcher. And what a great day here at Andy Moorfield, Luke. You really can't stress it enough. You've got fans all over the outfield sitting on blankets, eating hot dogs, having a cold beverage. This is the best time to be in Bloomington. We were talking to Stanton earlier in this season, and she was saying, I think we might need more seats by the time the weather gets warm, and I think she had a good point there. Towards the beginning of the year when it's about 40 degrees here in Bloomington, not always the same kind of attendance. But here, a great matchup between 2 of the premier teams to look out for down the road in the Big Ten. And you can see the fans are loving it today. That right there, all in the outfield. Fans just grabbing themselves what I would personally call the best seat in the house.
And nothing better than sitting on the grass. The sun is out. Have yourself a little picnic like we mentioned. There's people all the way in the parking lot tailgating pregame, and then every single seat behind home plate stuffed to the brim, the sweet stuffed, and then like you mentioned, standing room only everywhere else. Bloomington loves their softball, and what do you not love about this series? 2 of the most talented teams in the conference.
3-2, gets her looking. Alex Cooper got his strikeout to close the top of the third. There she takes his strikeout to lead things off in the bottom of the inning.
Yeah, you know, this run that Michigan's on, when they swept Purdue, they beat them in the game 7-0, 11-3, 6-2. Purdue did combined for 5 runs in 3 games. And yeah, they gave up 5 yesterday, but it was the offensive explosion that allowed them to run away with it. Just everything is clicking for Michigan. You know, we talked about their offense so much, Joe, but it's this pitching staff as well that's really excelled on the road.
Yeah, Hayne right there was able to just freeze Cooper with that fastball. There was no doubt about it. That one a beeline for the heart of the zone. Benson squares around a bunt, laid down beautifully. Can she beat it? No. Talk about Hayne doing it on the field in this circle. Doesn't matter. She's cooking right now.
Unbelievable bunt by Benson. It looked like she had some trouble getting out of the right-handed batter's box there. I don't know if she slipped, just didn't really get her cleat into the ground, but a slow start and a bang-bang play at first. Once again, Hayne stepping up for the Wolverines and now getting into another 2-out situation.
That'll take us back to the top of the order. It's Cora Bassett here who takes the first pitch ball.
Indiana's got to get something going, Joe. Yeah, it's just the bottom of the third, but come 4, 5, 6, we're looking at a 5-run deficit.
Bassett watches that one go right down center street, taken for a strike.
Sturkowski, who went the complete game yesterday, 6 innings, 12 hits, 5 earned runs. And the way Haynes going right now, I don't think they're getting anybody ready in that bullpen.
Hard hit ball out to left field and into the glove of Sealer. How about the day from Haynes? She's gone 3 up, 3 down.
They have a lot of people here to try and get them back into this ball game.
But also a lot of maize and blue as well in the stands, as McVeigh at the bottom of the order will lead things off as the Wolverines go 9-1-2 in their order. McVeigh 0 for 1 so far today. As Cooper, a right-hander, lines up for the 0-1 pitch. This one sent foul into the back net.
Yeah, McVeigh, kind of that swinging bunt type of player. She's hitting right on that 300 mark coming to this game, but only 1 extra base hit. So we've seen a ton of those today from the Wolverines in their 5 hits as a team. McVeigh probably not going to be the player to do that for you, but a good chance to get on to lead off an inning.
0-2 for McVeigh. This one popped up. Down the left side, Benson with his sun in her eyes, able to make the grab.
It's big for Indiana. Michigan's led off 2 of the first 4 innings with their first batter getting on base, and that's a big deal for Indiana to get that first batter up, first out, especially for Cooper giving up 2 runs last inning.
And Luke, so far, aside from right there, the only inning where they weren't able to get a runner on base to lead things off, they were followed up by a walk and then a 2-run homer. Nonetheless, Cooper trying to get Indiana, or keep Indiana still in this ball game, as first pitch is high and away for ball 1 against the top of the order in Ellie Sealer. Sealer just 0 for 1 so far today, had a ground out taken off the first pitch, was then walked back in his second inning. Here still searching for her first base knock of the day.
Yeah, really a textbook leadoff hitter in Sealer. She knows how to get on, but has some pop. Right around .430 with her on-base percentage. That's the top of the team for good reason. She's leading off, but she's been dominant, whether it's that home run yesterday, getting on, stealing bags. She's an all-around stud.
3-0 right down the pipe, taken for strike 1. That's a scenario where I honestly would have expected to see some of the pop that Sealer's got. Somewhat of a green light so ahead in that count. Nonetheless, 3-1, takes his swing, pops one up, shallow left field. Benson able to make the backhanded grab.
Yeah, to your point, Joe, I've always been a fan of always looking at a 3-0 pitch, up or down, no matter what the situation is. Maybe a little different with runners in scoring position. However, just in this situation where Cooper, she lost a batter last inning, came up, and eventually paid for it with that bases clearing double. But a big way to bounce back in that at-bat, going down 3-0 and still recording the out.
That'll bring up Indiana Langford. 0 for 1 on the day, had that walk back in the first, and it turned into a run, and a ground out back in the second. Here with 2 away, nobody on the bases, and a 1-0 pitch. This one a chopper that goes foul down the left side.
Yeah, Bree Copeland playing third right now, way in on this at-bat here with Langford. Hitting from the left side. Copeland ready for kind of that slap bunt down the third base line, and we know she has a cannon to get it across the diamond if she has to make a play.
1-1 pitch, right-hander deals. Langford looks to square around a bunt, pulls it back and takes his strike. 1-2.
Big pitch here, Joe. I mentioned this. Try and go 3 up, 3 down if you're Indiana. Cooper's done a great job of forgetting about those 2 runs last inning. Lock in here with the 1-2.
And a little bit of a shift here from Benson over there at short. Moving all the way over to Bree. We saw against that Louisville game, Coach Stanton came in with a big shift and adjustment, took away the right fielder in Bassett, moved to her center, and took Kettleman to play as his second shortstop. They put 2 players right there, and it worked every single time. They had the scouting report.
There's college softball for you, Joe. All kinds of substitution, shifts, just certain little strategy plays out of these teams, and everything in that realm has gone Michigan's way so far.
2-2 on the way. Sent foul.
just fighting off pitches. This is exactly what you want from some of the hitters in the top half of your order. Langford hitting second for Bonnie Tholl's team and just getting a 2-strike count. Make the pitcher beat you. Make them work. And then when you get one you like, jump on it.
And this is the most work we've seen from Cooper all season long. Right now up to 57 pitches on the day. As we mentioned, only seen her in 3 games so far this season coming into today's game. And now we've seen her in the past 3 games as well. 3-2. This one a roller over to Copeland, able to get it off the dirt and into the glove of stone. Indiana goes 3 up, 3 down. What a response from Alex Cooper and company.
Beautiful day in Bloomington, Indiana.
Haynes still in this circle here for the Wolverines. She's been perfect so far today. Only blemish was a walk earlier, and that's about it. Bree Copeland now trying to get the Hoosiers involved. Finds herself down in the count once again. Second time we've seen her down 0-2. That first time was back in the first where she struck out swinging. Yesterday, not necessarily Bree's best in the batting lineup for Indiana. An uncharacteristic 0 for 4 with a strikeout as well. And we'll get a time here behind home plate. A quick meeting from Valamont and Hain.
I think Valamont's just telling Hain, you're in control right now. Go at your pace. You have this lineup's number and stay in control, because the Michigan starter went the complete game yesterday. Hain has no reason to not, stay in the game the way she's going right now. So don't let a good hitter in Bree Copeland rattle you. Try and get that first out of the inning, especially head 0-2 in this count.
0-2 on the way, tipped foul right back to Bree's mom. You can see her above that Big Ten logo on your left. Bree's mom, a big name here in the IU softball community, comes to every single ball game up from Alabama and has even made a handful of road trips as well this season.
Look out with that phone.
0-2. Oh, what a play. Made it the hot corner. It's Erickson snaring it out of the air. And Bree Copeland is retired off a rope down the left side.
Yeah, forget about Bree's mom. Look out at third base. Oh, my gosh. The exit velo straight off the bat, a rifle to Erickson. But that's why they call it the hot corner, Joe. And, that's what's been going on for Michigan. Indiana can put the ball hard hit and play, and Michigan is still right place, right time.
So that'll bring up Taylor Minnick, who takes the first pitch strike. Yesterday, Indiana faced off against arguably one of, if not the best pitcher in the Big Ten against Turkowski. But today, it's the freshman Hain that is really making a name for herself after Indiana got 12 hits, 6 runs against a phenomenal pitcher in Turkowski. Today, just really no sense of offensive rhythm quite yet.
Yeah, you look at Turkowski's complete game yesterday, and you're like, geez, she went the full 6. They get a run rule win against a really good Indiana team in the series opener. And Hain's like, hey, you can go do that. But I'm pitching scoreless baseball through 4, and that could change right here.
Here's a hard hit ball out to right field, and it's out of here. Indiana gets on the board for the first time today.
There's the announcer's jinx for you, Joe Brennan. How about that? Hain hadn't given up a hit yet, and then a big fly. If anything could spark this home crowd in Hoosier lineup, it would be Taylor Minnick, and that is a huge first run on the board, hopefully cracking the seal for the Hoosier faithful, and we might have ourselves a ball game by the end of the bottom half of the 4th.
That's the kind of hit that can really spark plug a batting order such as this one, especially with a hot bat like Sarah Stowe now stepping in from the right side. Right there, the 5th home run this season of Taylor Minnick. She has been absolutely stellar. The homegrown Minnick, obviously from Bloomington, Indiana, has been a big part of this program the last couple of years. As Stone takes a big swing and a miss on the 0-1, turns it to an 0-2.
It's go time for the Hoosier lineup. Stone, the huge day yesterday, one of the only Hoosiers that even had one hit in that game. She had 3 of her own, drove in a couple. So a good time for this Hoosier order to wake up. They just got the solo shot, but now get runners on base and start stringing together hits.
Stone wisely lays off the 0-2, takes it for a ball. Now the 1-2 on the way, tipped back into the net.
And one thing Haynes done that's led to a lot of her success so far is getting ahead of this Hoosier lineup. She got ahead of Bree Copeland both 0-2 on her first 2 at-bats, and although these Hoosiers have a lot of firepower in the lineup, it is difficult to hit no matter who you are when you're behind in the count.
1-2 once again tipped into the back net. Good job from Stone here, and just able to fight these ones off, stay alive, wait for a pitch you like.
You got to make Haynes work. You got to get her out of this rhythm she's in. You know, it's all on her pace right now. She knows she's in control. Even in giving up the solo shot, it's big for her to shake that off. She still has a 4-run lead, and she's dealing. See what she has for the 1-2.
Right-hander deals. This one a tad inside, ties up the count at a pair, 2-2.
Looked good to me, Joe. That must have missed just inside.
Haynes so far just 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, only 1 hit given up, and make it 2. Sarah Stone out to right center field, trying to turn it into 2, and she will. Sarah Stone, have yourself a weekend. And she's having some fun out there as well.
How about Sarah Stone? What a good piece of hitting here. Going right up the gut into right center for the double, and also using her wheels to get to second. Typically a Hoosier where we see a pinch runner for her coming in, but you know, to get to second, get yourself in scoring position, and to your point, stay hot. This is exactly what Indiana needs, and a chance to really wake up the bats in the bottom half of the 4th.
So an arm already getting loose for the Wolverines. I don't think they're going to make any change quite yet, especially with the kind of day that Haynes been having thus far. But back-to-back hitters, back-to-back hits for Indiana. Both going for extra bases with a homer from Minnick and the double from Stone right there. That'll bring up Allie Van Brandt. You're just looking to poke one through and add another run on the board. Takes the first pitch for a ball, 1-0. Van Brandt 0 for 1 so far today off of fielder's choice. A ground out that went right back to the circle. 1-0. Van Brandt holds off once again and takes the ball. 2-0 the count.
Yeah, getting ahead. The Hoosiers can get ahead. We know they can hit when they get in favorable counts. Just fight off pitches like Stone did. Get a pitch you can drive, and then when you get the chance, got to capitalize.
2-0, a blooper out to center field, dunks in for a base knock. Now runners reside on the corners for Indiana, and this offense is starting to find its groove.
Yeah, here we go, Joe, and that brings up Avery Parker, who's typically the Hoosiers' cleanup hitter. So look for her now in the 6th spot with the runners on the corners to feel very comfortable in a situation like this, looking to drive some runners in.
And obviously, if you're Indiana, this is a spot where you have your traditional cleanup hitter. You would love to send one out of the ballpark, but realistically, if Parker can just get one into the outfield and try and bring Stone home, that tightens this ball game up a heck of a lot more than what we had it as earlier in a 5-0 game.
Absolutely, and also the runner, Van Brandt, how about 11 of 12 on stolen bases this year? Would love to see her in motion.
This is a place where you can honestly consider trying to pull off a double steal, see if you could send Van Brandt over to second. If that throw's made, you give Stone the green light back home, but Stone's somebody that doesn't necessarily steal bases at the same volume, just 1 of 1 so far this season. Here is the 1-1 pitch waved by from Parker, and right here a big spot from Hayne. If you can retire Parker with his strikeout right now, that turns the tide right back into favor of the Wolverines. 1-2 count, runners on the corner with 2 away. The right-hander deals, tipped foul.
Parker's got to really try and stay alive here. 2 strikes, huge at bat. Put the ball in play and try and just drive in stone. The Hoosiers have momentum right now, but a perfect way to end it for Hain is to retire an out without giving up a run in this at bat, and that would be with a strikeout. A good opportunity ahead in the count 1-2. Let's see what she goes to, Joe.
The 1-2. Parker swings and misses. What a play right there from Hain. The freshman on fire right now.
Yeah, the high heat. That's a perfect pitch to go to when you're ahead of the count. Obviously, a batter like Parker, your eyes are going to light up when you see a high fastball, and most times the hitters are late. That is unbelievable execution from Hain.
And now Indiana deciding to pivot away from Kettleman. They'll bring on a heavy hitter here with Tristan Thompson. Thompson earlier this season had maybe one of the hardest hit balls I've ever seen. Smashed one out to center field. I don't believe she's sent one out of the park since then. However, she is certainly a big power hitter here for the Hoosiers. Takes a hack at the first one, just a tad behind it, and punches it foul down the right side.
Yeah, it's a huge at-bat for Thompson, just the freshman from Waco, Texas, but stepping in here 2 outs in a situation where she could drive in some important runners, if not just the runner from third. It's just her 26th at-bat on the year. Well, it looks like she tipped that. Thought the runner was going to be able to get to second, Joe.
Just got a piece of it.
She's a .231 hitter on just 26 at-bats, just 1 home run, but she's ready to swing out of her shoes.
However, 8 strikeouts as well this season, only 6 hits. Here's the 0-2. Thompson pops one up, shallow left field. And the catch made you hold your breath a little bit, but McVeigh comes up with it. Indiana leaves 2 ducks in the pond, but scratches across their first run of the day and cuts it to a 4-run deficit. Run rule ball game that ended 15-6 through 6 innings. So far today, it's been all Indiana, or all Michigan, I should say, but the tide's now slowly starting to turn towards Indiana after Indiana went scoreless in the first 3 frames and the Wolverines put up 5 runs in the first 3. Then Michigan goes scoreless in the 4th, and the Hoosiers get their first one of the day. Here's a ball out to left that barely goes foul, really flirted with that line.
Whoa, Joe, the third base umpire, Villarreal, he had the best look at it, and he said foul, but from our angle up here, that ball looked like it might have grazed the line. The Michigan dugout also verbally expressing that they didn't agree either. This was about as close as it gets.
I don't know. It's really close, but tough to argue with that kind of spot from our third base umpire. I mean, he is right on that line. Nonetheless, a tough break there for the Wolverines, and it is a call that you can challenge. We have seen a handful of reviews so far this season. We had one yesterday, actually, in the first game between these 2 squads.
It's been an awkward at bat, Joe. We came back right on the first pitch. Erickson had 1 foot out of the batter's box as she just looked at a ball, and then she hits a rope down the line that was about as close as they come, and then she just got hit by a pitch that she swung out for the second strike. So, weird start to the 5th inning.
1-2, pops one up out to left. Benson makes the play.
How about that jump by Benson, getting all the way nearly to the line. That was a perfect read from a shortstop and a huge first out for Indiana.
So Indiana starts things off here, 1 up, 1 down, and it'll be Keke Tholl. But look at the play from Benson, the backhanded grab. Tholl watches the first one go by, taking for a first pitch ball. Cooper really putting in the work today. We saw Bree for a short stint to start off this ball game. Pivoted over to Cooper, and it's been her the whole way. Here's a hard hit ball to left field. This one's out. The Michigan Wolverines, when it rains, it pours. An onslaught of offense.
That ball got out of here in a hurry, Joe. A no-doubter, to say the least. How about Keke Tholl? We'll take that run right back, says the Wolverines.
Keke Tholl with her 6th home run of this season, now tied for 2nd on this Wolverines squad. That one just seemed to carry in the air as it hung up there. Initially felt like it might have gone foul, but the wind kicking to the right, those flags are whipping out to right field. That one might have helped it stay in play as well.
Yeah, it looked like that ball just had a wall up against it, as if, you know, the third base line was not going to let that ball drift foul, and it was way back. There's a lot of people out there, and they moved away from the landing zone. They would have nothing to do with that ball.
About 200 feet and some change, as now Valamont faces a 1-1, a sharp grounder and a quick reflex right there from Cooper in this circle. How about that?
One thing Cooper's done a really good job of is staying confident and upbeat. She's given up just 3 earned runs now, but she's still smiling out there. And, you know, some people may knock her for that and whatnot, but I think it just proves for an underclassman on this team how confident she is and knows that all that matters is the next batter. And the Hoosiers are still in this game, considering how good their lineup is. Cooper just has to stay locked in and get out of this inning.
So a 1-0 count here for Conway. So right-hander Cooper lets this one fly. Ground ball over to Van Brandt, over to Stone, and that will do it here in the top of the 5th inning. It was a solo shot from Keke Tholl.
We're back, bottom half of the 5th inning, and Indiana, they need 5 to knot this one up.
Indiana, 9 outs left to be played, and they've got 5 runs to make up in the meantime. There's some high heat right to the noggin of Cooper. Able to duck and avoid that one, as Indiana will go 8-9-1 in their order with Cooper, Benson, and Bassett. Hoosiers had a little bit of life there back in the 4th inning, had 3 hits after a home run from Minnick, followed by a double from Stone and Van Brandt, a single as well. But after that, a strikeout and a pop out. Left 2 ducks in the pond for Indiana as Cooper waves by the low pitch. You can hear Stanton down to the third baseline saying, it's all right, don't worry about that one. Trying to keep the freshman in this ball game. Cooper 0 for 1 so far with his strikeout look in there. Takes one inside for ball 3.
Yeah, Cooper's done an excellent job pitching for this Indiana team in her couple appearances. However, she has struggled in the batter's box, so no better time to get it going than with nobody out in a game where Indiana needs base runners. However, she does have the lowest on-base percentages. Looks at ball 4.
There's a 5-pitch walk from Cooper to get a leadoff base runner for the Hoosiers. And this is where they can start to be dangerous. You've got a speedster with Cooper over on first and Benson up at the plate to turn things around. Then Bassett on deck, who's one of the best bats here for Indiana. But it's been all Hain all day long for the Michigan Wolverines. She hasn't necessarily blown up the numbers in this strikeout column, only 4 so far today, but everything else has been pristine.
Absolutely, and I think for Hain, when you lose the first batter of the inning who's not, too big of a threat in the batter's box in Cooper on a 5-pitch walk, there's definitely a control issue there. We'll see if she can tighten it back up and lock in for Benson and then the top of the order.
Benson pulls one foul down the left side into the Wolverine bullpen. Finds herself down in the count 0-2. That is something that Hain has been phenomenal at doing all day long, throwing first pitch strikes, getting herself up in the count, and then just having the option to maybe throw some outside the zone, get hitters to try and chase, and then hit them with speed once again. She's been relying on that fastball a lot today, and it's been working all day long as well. There she goes with a changeup and gets Benson looking. Make that the 5th strikeout of the day for Hain.
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, and good night, says Erin Hain. She is dealing. getting ahead in the count, you see a lot of pitchers in college softball move quick. They get in a rhythm when they really have a lineup's number. And Hayne, she's really done the opposite. She's stepped out of the circle, gone to the rosin, taken her time, and it just proves how confident and in control she really is and feels right now.
75 pitches thrown on the day. We've gone through this Indiana order twice so far. That's also been one thing that Indiana, when they have struggled hitting, which doesn't happen very frequently, but today has been the case, it's been games where they don't see the pitcher very frequently. You're going 3 up, 3 down all the time, and then they can't really get a good feel for whoever's in the circle. And right now, Hayne just having herself a field day so far as Bassett takes a tough one to the arm. Oof.
Yeah, check swing there. She didn't go around, so she's going to get awarded the base. Everybody on Michigan's defense has their hands in the air, hoping for a strike call there. But nonetheless, a free pass once again for Indiana, and now 2 runners on. This is definitely a chance to really step on it down their last couple plate appearances.
So we've got the officiating crew coming out, and this one's going to stand. Stand as called, upheld. The runner will reside on first. So now Indiana with Cooper on second and Bassett on first, with Copeland coming up to hit. Both coaches now getting an explanation on why the call's going to stand.
It's got to be, or have a lot to do with what you brought up with the inconclusive evidence, and when you get a play that close and so bang bang when it comes down to going around or not, the call on the field is typically going to overrule any form of overturning that call. And Bree Copeland in a big spot trying to get the Hoosiers back in the game.
Bree Copeland still looking for her first hit of this series, 0 for 6 combined with today and yesterday. Last at-bat was in the 4th, had that line out on a hard-hit ball that was out of a cannon over to the hot corner. Here's a 1-1 that's just popped up right behind the plate, and Valamont runs out of real estate and can't bring it in.
Yeah, Valamont didn't see it too well off the bat. I think she could have made a play on it just considering the height of that and the timing, but nonetheless, Copeland in a 1-1 count stepping back in, and this is someone that Coach Stanton said no one hits it harder in the country than Bree Copeland.
Bree Copeland with a 1-1 and 1 away here. Pulls one down the left side into the net. Erickson might have been able to make a play on that one, just couldn't get to it before it hits that net.
No better time for Copeland to get her first hit in the series.
It's a pivotal point in the ball game. Indiana just trying to work their way back into it. 1-2 for Copeland, out to left, and can't get to the outfield and into the glove of McVeigh. A tough series this weekend here for Bree.
Yeah, it's just been Hayne with the changing of speeds. You've seen so many of these balls put in play by Indiana, whether it's in foul territory, off the bat, it's so spinny. The ball is just not getting hit on the barrel, and Hayne, it's a testament to how good she's been.
Hayne's got great rotation on all of her pitches as Minnick watches the first one go by for strike 1.
It was Minnick with the home run. One swing of the bat could have Indiana right back in this game.
0-1, 2 down, runners on first and second. Hayne lets it fly. Can't find it. Just a tad outside, taken for ball 1. That pitch count slowly working up for Hayne now, up to 84 on the day. Yesterday we saw Durkowski ride out all 6 innings for the Wolverines. A check swing, they'll see if she went. Third base umpire Villarreal says no, she did not. So 2-1 the count. Right-hander deals a breaking ball that just can't find the zone. 3-1.
That one was close, Joe. The breaking ball, it started high, but kind of drifted and sank back near the strike zone. I guess it wasn't enough to get the call. Really good count here, though.
3-1. And Minnick takes a 5-pitch walk. The bags are juiced, and the cleanup hitter in Sarah Stone steps up to the plate Looks like we might get a quick timeout here from the Wolverines. We will.
As they talk it over, this is moments that you think about a lot if you're Sarah Stone. You have a big day yesterday, you get bumped into the cleanup spot.
And a bases loaded, and the cleanup hitter, Sarah Stone, digs in from the right side. It's a first pitch strike coming off the arm of Hain, who has been absolutely on fire today for the Wolverines. Just 3 hits given up for Indiana. However, back-to-back free bases for the Hoosiers with a hit by pitch and a walk have now put the Indiana Hoosiers in a great spot here. You have Cooper on third after a walk, Bassett a hit by pitch, and Minnick over on first after that last walk. Here a 1-1 count with 2 away. Stone pops one up out to center field. Conway puts it away with ease.
Just missed it, Joe.
A tad underneath and not enough mustard on that dog to get it out of the park. So Indiana leaves the bases loaded. And now the Michigan Wolverines looking to close this one out as we head to the top of the 6th inning.
And it's going to be a pitching change for the Hoosiers. It's going to be Sophie Kleiman coming into the game. You know, really just try and hold the Wolverines to 6 runs and give Indiana a chance to get back in this ball game if they can hit in the bottom half. But it's Ella Stevenson to lead us off. And Joe, she's had a heck of a day so far. 2 for 2 with 3 runs batted in.
Without a doubt, Stevenson is part of this stellar class for the Wolverines. And it's Sophie Kleiman, the sophomore, that now takes the place of Alex Cooper. Third pitcher we've seen so far today. Yesterday, Indiana went through 4 pitchers with Kleiman, Bree, Cooper, and Montgomery. Here's a slow roller back over to Cooper, able to glove, fires it over to first, and puts out number 1 on the board.
Yeah, good start for Kleiman, and a really good play by Kleiman, not making an attempt to make a play on that tapper. She would have had to pick it up backhanded and throw across her body, rather letting the freshman Cooper get it and retire the first out of the inning on her own.
Well, yesterday it was all the Michigan bats that ran away with that ball game after putting up 15 runs on the board through 6 innings. But today it's really been all Michigan defense. Here's a hard hit ball, shallow center right field, and it's Van Brandt able to reel that one in.
This is big for Indiana. You put in Kleiman, you know, your second highest volume arm behind Copeland. She's got a 3.02 ERA, pitched 65 innings on the year coming into this one, but a really good pitcher in Sophie Kleiman, and if she can do what she's done to the first 2 batters, get them out quick, get her defense involved, Indiana's just got to get back in the batter's box to try and cut this deficit.
Indiana last year really showed what their offense can do. And the biggest jump from last season to this year has really been that pitching staff. They have picked it up and found another gear this season, and Kleiman's a big reason why. Last year had a solid freshman campaign, and the coaching staff was saying at the start of the year she was someone that they really, really expected to have a breakout season, and she's another player that's lived up to the hype and the expectations so far this season. Obviously not focused on goals as much as the system, as Luke pointed out earlier. As one pops over Kleiman's head, they try to make the throw, but can't get the hose in time. A great run out right there from McVeigh.
Yeah, and that's just unlucky if you're Kleiman. You threw a good pitch. It was tapped right in front of the pitcher's mound, and, you know, it just gets right over the circle there. Kleiman, you know, one of the taller players on this Indiana team, but couldn't get up there, and McVeigh with the 2-out hit.
Six hits on the day for the Wolverines, but most of those have come via extra bases. 2 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs as well. It has been a downpour of offense from Michigan so far this weekend. Today, not so much as yesterday. Somewhat of a more defensive game, if you will. Only 9 hits rather than 27. Nonetheless, it's still been the Wolverines out in front and in control of this ball game since we started.
Yeah, Kleiman got the first 2 outs of the inning, gives up a weak tapper for a hit. Now she's faced with this daunting task of the top of Michigan's order. Don't want to let things spiral out of control with 2 outs.
And she's trying to do it by not giving anything easy to Sealer, but throws her 4 pitches outside the zone. And now runners on first and second. I think Bell might be coming out there to tell her pitcher, this is somebody who you really want to pound the zone against. Langford 0 for 2 so far today with 2 groundouts. Did have a walk back in the first that inevitably turned into a run after a 2-run bomb from Erickson. She'll start things out with an 0-1 count after the strike from Kleiman. The right-hander deals. Able to find it again, just pounding the zone after 4 straight balls, back-to-back strikes, and well up in the count.
Yeah, I love that from Kleiman. A 4-pitch walk, and you're right back on the bump with some confidence. 2 big strikes to start out Langford.
0-2. Tries to go with a changeup right there, paint the outside corner, but can't do it. First ball to count.
Keep your foot on the gas if you're Kleiman. You got her 1-2 ahead in the count.
Pitches away, tap down the third baseline, foul. We stay stuck at a 1-2.
Yeah, Langford's proving she can't keep up with Kleiman's fastball right now. She missed with the off-speed pitch. I'd pound her with the gas in a 2-strike situation and try and get the final out of the top of the inning.
Well, we'll see if Luke's right. 1-2 pitch. Kleiman unloads. This one a chopper that goes right back into the dirt. He's saying hit the plate first, so we stay stuck at a 1-2. I think you might have been right there.
Straight gas. In on the hands. Make them feel it. Langford, though, fighting it off. Back into this count. See the 1-2 again.
1-2. Gets her swinging. Went to the off-speed, expecting the heat. Kleiman pumps the brakes and tosses that one in for the second scoreless frame from the Wolverines today. They lead 6-1 as Indiana has 6 outs left to make up 5 runs here on Big Ten Plus.
Gorgeous day for softball. They have baseball going on at the Bart just next door, and just a beautiful day to be outside in Bloomington for some Big Ten baseball.
And a great day to be a Michigan Wolverine as well, and a great weekend at that. Controlled the first game 15-6 today. They've been out in front the whole way. 6-1 is where we sit right now. The closest we had it was 5-1 earlier in this ball game.
Yeah, Joe, Indiana down to their final 6 outs to record, at least 5 runs, considering Michigan doesn't do anything offensively. But this is go time for the Hoosiers.
1-1 here for Allie Van Brandt, the freshman second baseman. Swings through the 1-1 for a 1-2 count. Van Brandt 1 for 2 so far today. Had that base knock back in the 4th. That's when things were starting to go in Indiana's direction, but quickly the bats cooled up once again. Here's one right back to the circle, but a great play made by Hain. She bobbled it for his second, gave Van Brandt a chance. Able to regather. She's been doing it all today in the field, in the circle. Hain doing everything out there.
Shutting down this Hoosier lineup, and she's making it look easy. If you're not familiar with Indiana's game, the one thing that jumps out at you is this team can rake, and she has held them to just 3 hits and 1-run baseball the bottom half of the 6th inning, and really just sucked the life out of the home crowd, and nobody's left yet, but Hain's giving them reason to the way she's been dealing.
1-0 for Parker, can't find the zone. Parker came into this ball game hitting .352. Obviously, we mentioned traditionally in that cleanup spot for Indiana. Today, she's been quiet, 0 for 2. Had a strikeout her last plate appearance back in the 4th.
Indiana as a team just 3 for 19 at the plate, hitting just shy of 160. They've struck out 5 times, but an abysmal 1 of 9 with runners on base.
3-0 pitch. Simmers inside, but finds the plate. Count moves to 3-1 for Avery Parker. Nobody on the bases, just one down, 5 outs away from headed home and dropping this series. Now a full count here after back-to-back strikes for Parker.
Yeah, I mean, this would definitely be asserting dominance if Hayne can work her way back into this count and record a huge second out.
3-2, tip foul. And that'll be a free soft drink for a fan, right, Luke?
Yeah, it looks like a little guy. He looked like he was going to make a play on it, and then the ball just blew up right in front of his eyes, and he ran away. Nonetheless, he'll be cashing in that Sprite or Coke or maybe whatever his mom lets him go drink.
Are you a more of a fan of Coca-Cola products rather than Pepsi?
Absolutely.
3-2, hard hit ball out to center field. And once again into the glove of Conway. She's seen a lot of action so far today and made a lot of plays. She's having fun.
I mean, just look at the swagger that the Wolverines are playing with right now. We're hitting dances in the outfield on routine fly balls, and that's something with this young team. They're fun, they're excited, and they're balling, Joe. You know, they're just a couple outs away from winning 9 straight.
Currently with his second longest win streak in the Big Ten. The only one better is the Northwestern Wildcats, currently on a 10-game tear. And that is good company to be in the Big Ten as well against the reigning champs. 0-1 here for Cassidy Kettleman. 0 for 1 so far today. There's a 12-6 drop. Oh my goodness.
Frozer. Kettleman was just stunned in the left-handed batter's box. That thing just dropped right into the strike zone.
Now an 0-2 for Kettleman. Goes with some heat, but can't find the zone. First ball to count, 1-2 with 2 away. No help on the bases either. And last saw Kettleman with a fly out to close the second inning. Then was substituted out for Tristan Thompson as she pinched hit back in the 4th and had a fly out as well.
Now, who's a true leader on this Michigan team? And you just have to watch off ball away from the batter and pitcher, and it's Ella McVeigh. She just really organizes this defense. She's always hyping up the pitchers, going to the third baseline, the second baseman, you know, giving high fives in between pitches with their teammates. And this Michigan success, you can tell it's a collective team effort as they hold a 5-run lead with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th at Andy Moore Field.
Well, McVeigh, one of the few upperclassmen on this Michigan team, and she has been an absolute stud as of late. Coming into this series, had an 8-game hit streak, and she's continued that so far in both of these games with at least 1. So make that a 10-game hit streak for the shortstop McVeigh. And as you mentioned, just constant communication and leadership out there at short. A big part of what head coach Tholl looks for. As Kettleman now finds herself with a 2-2 count and 2 away. Hayne lets this one fly, pops foul down the left side, but it's Erickson who makes the play in foul territory, and Indiana goes 3 up, 3 down here in the bottom of the 6th. That Northwestern game, that's one that's going to keep a lot of people focused and honed in on that TV. I don't know if I'll be able to move away from my seat.
Absolutely, Joe, and to make that series just a little bit more important, that could very well be 2 teams meeting each other on double-digit game win streaks, respectively, if they keep playing the way they're both at it right now.
Well, we'll start things off with Maddie Erickson, who got us started off today with a 2-run bomb back in the 1st inning. Since then, the Wolverines have put up at least 1 run in all but 2 frames, going scoreless in the 4th and 6th. Here's the 1-1 from Kleiman. This is just a tad outside, misses the glove of Parker. 2-1 count now for the third baseman.
It's been favorable counts all day for this Michigan lineup, and they just wait and fight off good pitches, and then they capitalize when they like one.
Here's a sharp grounder over the head of Kleiman into the glove of Benson. Tries to make the throw, but can't in time. A great run out right there from Erickson.
Yeah, it's just been putting the ball in play for the Wolverines. I think Coach Tholl just has so much to be happy about. I know this one's far from over considering Indiana's offensive firepower, and they still have a couple outs left, but Michigan just always getting runners on base to start innings, and it's just led to so much offensive success.
Well, they will take Erickson out and bring on a pinch runner. I can't quite get a number from our perspective. There we go, number 17. It'll be Delamonica checking in for the Wolverines.
Guess what, Joe? Another freshman.
Make that 6 freshmen that have all stepped in today. That is their entire freshman class. That is something to see.
So much to be excited about for this program.
Keke Tholl now with a 1-1 count after the ball outside here from Kleiman. Kleiman, as we mentioned, the third pitcher Indiana has put into the circle so far today. Wolverines have ridden Hayden the whole way, similar to what we saw yesterday with Turkowski. But Hayden, the freshman, has put on an absolute clinic in the circle today. She's just given up 3 hits so far and kept the Hoosiers at 1 run all day long. There's a swing and a miss. A throw over to second. They lay down the tag, not in time. And it's a stolen bag here for the Wolverines.
Yeah, good slide from Delamonica. She gets under the tag from Benson, but a really good bounce back pitch, obviously getting the chase from Tholl. And a nice play at second base to avoid the tag.
Here's a hard hit ball out to right field, finds room to land. Bassett with the cutoff throw to Van Brandt. The Wolverines send 1 run home, and the Hoosiers aren't going to stop her. It's Delamonica putting the 7th run on the board for the Wolverines today. And they just show no signs of slowing down.
They don't go away, Joe. They can have a 5-run lead, a 6-run lead. How about this day Keke Tholl's putting together? Hit a no-doubt solo shot earlier, now an RBI double. The Wolverines are clicking on all cylinders right now.
Back-to-back base knocks here for the Wolverines. They add some more insurance to this advantage they have so far today. That'll bring up Valamont here with an 0-1 count.
It's just been those extra base hits, Joe. Just 8 hits, scoring 8 runs for Michigan. So when they've put the ball in play, it has gotten to the warning track just about every single time.
1-2 count here for Valamont. Kleiman just trying to keep this within reason for Indiana to try and make a comeback. Here's a grounder over to Cooper. Now Stone back to Cooper, lays down the tag. Can't do it in time.
Good base running by Tholl to get over there. You know, not one of the best base runners on this Wolverine team, but she booked it over to the third, get herself in scoring position with still just 1 out. So Conway coming up to bat with a sacrifice RBI situation.
Runner just 60 feet away from adding another one on here for the Wolverines. Kleiman skips one in the dirt on its way to the plate, taken for ball 1. One-0 here from Kleiman, waved by for strike 1. So a 1-1 count here for Conway. Kleiman lets it fly, can't find the zone.
You know, Joe, looking ahead, not going to say this one's over just yet, but the way Michigan's came out in these first 2 games of the series so far, they've been dominant. It's going to be a big day for both teams, where Michigan, going for the sweep tomorrow.
Slow roller over to first. Stone makes the easy play.
And then the Hoosiers, you don't want to get swept in your first 2 series of conference play. They were swept on the road at Penn State in the series conference opener. And now to come to, a sold-out home crowd and potentially drop the first 2 games in somewhat of blowout fashion, this is not what Coach Stanton wanted to see from her team.
Well, just a 6-run ball game. And I wouldn't count out Indiana quite yet. I know that it's a 6-run game here in the top of the 7th, but we've seen this Indiana team really downpour runs when they've needed to late in ball games to tighten it up. As there's a swing and a miss from Stevenson. Granted, 6 runs, that's going to be a lot to make up. The scoreboard here in the stadium does say 8-1. It does feel like that. Might even feel like it's 12-1. But nonetheless, pop up here down the right side. It's Van Brandt putting it away for out number 3. So another run added on here in the top of the 7th. And Indiana has 3 outs left to make up 6 to try and send this one to extras.
Got the rally caps on, Joe. Look at them. They're not done yet. Gloves on the head. Put anything on your head if you can get a 6-run comeback in the final frame. And how about that to start it off?
A rope down the right side from Cooper. She's headed for 2, and she'll stand up cleanly. How about that? A leadoff double for Indiana.
It's exactly what the Hoosiers need. Base runners, hits, and then maybe throw in a big fly. But this lineup, if anybody could cut a 5+ run deficit, it's the Indiana Hoosiers. And how about Cooper's day? Now on base twice, and she's not one of the most highly touted hitters in this loaded lineup, and she's had a pretty good day.
But when she does get hits, they're very frequently for extra bases. I mean, she is somebody that when she makes contact, that one's getting to the outfield. That her 4th double of this season, 1 triple to go in there as well. And a home run as a cherry on top. Here's the 1-0 for Benson, who's had a quiet day thus far. Takes the 1-0 inside for strike 1. Had that strikeout back in the 5th. 0 for 2. Had a ground out as well back in the 3rd. Here's the 1-1 with Cooper on second. Hard hit ball out to left field. Coming on is Sealer, making the play.
It's a big out right there for the Wolverines. You don't want to let 8 and 9 get on and then at the top of the order go to work with runners in scoring position with nobody out. So a huge out. That was actually a really good swing to put that ball in play. And once again, the Wolverines defense in the correct spot.
Indiana has, it's not like they haven't been making contact with it all day. Some hard hit balls to the infield, a host of fly balls that we've seen to the outfield, and just great athleticism, mainly from Sealer in left and Stevenson in right. I mean, those two, they've got some wheels on them. Especially
Conway's been busy in center, too. She's made a couple good plays.
Bassett now with an 0-1, taking downstairs to tie it up.
If you're Indiana in this inning, Bassett swung at a first pitch strike that was at her eyes. You want to make Hayne work. She has thrown 113 pitches, Joe. If you can get to anyone, her right arm is about to fall off. So take your time and don't just give her free strikes, because this should realistically be a 3-0 count right now.
1-1 goes to the curve. Can't find the center. 2-1 count now for Bassett. No longer an arm warming up for the Wolverines. They're going to ride Hayne the whole way. As Bassett grounds one foul down the left side to tie it up at a pair, 2-2.
Big 2-2 pitch here for Hayne. Don't mess around. Go after these hitters. She's done it all day. She's dominated. And a chance here down to the Hoosiers' final 2 outs. Looking for back-to-back complete games from the Wolverine starters.
2-2. Bassett sends it foul once again. And Indiana, usually a team that hits the ball very well with 2 outs on the board. Today, they have not found a single hit with 2 outs. So looking to just keep the momentum going after the double from Cooper here with Bassett. 2-2, lays off. They check the third base umpire Villarreal once again. Says she's safe, did not go. So a ball for Bassett and a big pitch coming up here for Hone.
Yeah, been a good at bat for Bassett.
And that one hit her again. She's having a tough day at the plate.
Yeah, but that's another base runner. She ate it. She wore that one, the one that got her on the right shoulder. That was ugly. You could tell that hurt, but you know, Hoosiers need base runners, and a lot of their base runners today have came from free passes. That's how good Haynes been, and when she's missed too far inside, but nobody better to have up with 2 on than Bree Copeland.
Bassett once again hit on that right arm. You've got Bree Copeland, who's 0 for 7 so far this series. She has really struggled against this Michigan Wolverine pitching staff, and that is uncharacteristic for Bree, an All-American for this Hoosier team. 1-0 on the way, lays off once again. This time takes it as a strike. Ties it up at 1-1.
Copeland staying patient to start this at bat. I think it's a testament, their success against Copeland, Michigan as a staff, just a preparation coming in this week.
1-1 sends it down the third baseline foul. Coach Stanton had to jump out of the way, almost got hit by that one. Now a 1-2 count. It's a big spot to be in for Bree. She hasn't found herself up in a count all day long. Here, no surprises. 1-2. Bree waves by. A tough weekend for Bree.
Unbelievable pitch from Haynes. Copeland, you know, head down, walking back to the dugout. You never want to see that, but the dominance that this Michigan staff, I mean, Indiana is 4 of 24 from the plate. They've struck out 6 times, and they're down to their final out.
2 of those strikeouts today coming from Bree Copeland. The only Hoosiers so far today with 2 strikeouts.
Just don't look comfortable at the plate. That was a ball that Copeland swung at for strike 3, and just Haynes had them guessing all day.
Minnick had a strikeout looking back in the first inning. Since then, she's been doing what Taylor Minnick does, a home run in the 4th and a walk back in the 5th. Now a 1-1 with runners on first and second. Tip found on the right side for a 1-2 count. Haynes just 1 strike away from claiming her 11th win of this season. Came into this game 10-3 through 19 appearances and 12 starts. And the freshman has done an extraordinary job today in this circle for the Michigan Wolverines. 1-2 taken upstairs, ties it up once again at a pair.
Doesn't look like we're going to get a rubber game tomorrow, Joe.
Two. Minnick fends it off.
Just 4 hits for Indiana on the day. That's so surprising with this lineup. You know, they can really compete, like Coach Stanton said, with any rotation when they're swinging it well, and Michigan has caught Indiana at the right time, and if I'm anybody in college baseball, I don't want to see Michigan right now.
2-2 gets her looking. Add another strikeout to her total today. An absolute clinic from Haynes in this circle as the Michigan Wolverines now claim the series 2 games up on Indiana with 1 to go. Hoosiers still winless in